What's going on, guys? Welcome back to NolanTCG. I am here with the other guys from Locals, minus 2 or 3 of us, who didn't play, and we all played in YCS. Is it European YCS Remote Duel?
Yeah,
This
YCS
weekend?
Europe.
Yeah. How did everyone have a fun time at 2 a.m. in the morning when we were still playing?
2 a.m. Lucky. I was up
You
till
got to
5.
bed till 6 a.m. But sure.
I dropped at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
I dropped at 2:30.
It's a classic Nolan TCG move.
Yeah, classic NolanTCG move to drop at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
It's so, oh god, I'm glad that I scrubbed out when I did, because I don't think I could have done till a 6 a.m. round.
Yeah.
I'll put up that meme.
Since 8 o'clock that morning. I had like a 40-minute nap before the round started, so I was like V was Red Bull, I should say, or this nondescript energy drink. I don't know if we can say brands.
We'll get a sponsor in the future.
Okay, well then.
That's why you got to put a bed on your floor and sleep on it.
Nondescript.
But
yeah, no. One thing that did surprise me, like when I told everyone that we were doing this, and we were in Australia, and it was the first remote event that we'd actually had access to, they're like, oh, okay. They were heaps surprised that this is the first one that we've had.
We just had Locals, and now we don't have that anymore, and that makes us sad.
Taken away from us. Bloody Gladys.
Yes, classic Gladys. Anyways, I'll put up the meme on the screen now of the Homer Simpson thing that someone posted in Australian YGO. Of the Australian Yu-Gi-Oh players. The Australian Yu-Gi-Oh players dropping at 3 a.m. I feel cheated. That was definitely me at 3 a.m.
That was me at 2:30.
I feel cheated by the fucking Prank Kids player. That's about it.
The last round I played before I dropped, was literally just me going, bro, I'm too tired for this. Have a little bit. I literally closed my hand, and went, I don't want to, and just went to bed.
Well,
it's just rough that we had to do this event. There's no events that we can kind of get a good time zone for.
Hopefully with lockdown they'll look to do that for Australia.
I don't see it happening. I think
Because we were in lockdown, I just adjusted. Adjusted. My sleep schedule's already terrible.
I just can't go to fucking Coles anymore.
I just kept staying up later and later every night this week, and then
I did the same thing, but it
was pretty good.
Handle.
But we'll get into the deck breakdown. Tri Brigade on top. Was anyone surprised by this?
No, not really.
It doesn't really specify whether it was Tri Brigade Zoo or how much of each thing, because I'd be really curious to see if people
have
still
any breakdowns of any decks that might have had different text in them. There's just very broad.
Hopefully, when we narrow down to day 2, it should be a bit more narrow. Did anyone play against any of the big 3 decks? Striker, Tri Brigade, or Salad?
Salad players and fucking destroyed them.
I indexed this, and I didn't verse fucking Striker once.
Where was the Striker? What servers were they in?
I versed 2 of them on server 7.
Yeah, they're all in server 1.
Players in one server.
Yeah,
You know what I'm more mad about? I had Po Zhang in my server and I didn't verse him.
maybe day
And
2.
I was XO for 5 rounds. It's bullshit.
There's nearly 1,800
Yeah,
players.
something,
You're
Josh.
bound not to verse
Josh
people.
just call out Pojo.
Yeah, this is a call out. I want to verse Po.
Josh is calling out Poe. Maybe tonight, Josh. Maybe tonight.
Can we do a money match? Can we get a money match sorted with Josh and Pojo?
I for one did not expect Striker and Salamangreat to come back in this higher numbers.
It was always going to be Striker being really high numbers. I'm surprised about Tri Brigade.
I thought Drytron would be second most represented.
Drytron shit.
Yeah,
Drytron was one of my losses.
I think it'll be interesting to see how.
Drytron was the 4th most represented deck, so yeah.
See, this is what normally happens whenever you invite Josh in anything. He just cuts you off.
I was like, motherfucker. I think it'll be interesting to see how these top 6 or 7 decks end up in the top 3. Because I really do think Prank Kid is up in the top 3 best decks of the format.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think
Also,
it's
he's-
Sleeper-rich deck.
Josh shakes head in the deck that beats him
I-
easily.
Isn't there some guy who's 8-0 with
I
Medol
lost him
Shades?
because I bricked.
there is a
Yeah,
guy
probably the dude I versed.
Yeah, apparently he's 8-0, so Medol
was he
Shade
great?
best deck.
Yeah, we'll see how day 2 goes.
Oh god, not that deck.
Getting down the list, breaking into the top 10, Ignista. Anyone surprised by that?
Oh, we got the report out. Yeah, cool, but I didn't see it.
I was
Man,
expecting
I
to
didn't
face
verse
Salad
any.
being in the
I didn't
top-
verse any.
Well, it was only 34 players out of almost 2,000. but it's a top 10 most represented.
I was siding Fat Gammies and shit, mainly for it, and then didn't fucking verse it.
Yeah. Virtual World, 5th most represented. Definitely didn't see that coming.
Yeah, didn't see
I versed 2 Virtual Worlds and I didn't expect
Yeah,
that.
I versed 1 and they didn't seem very good.
Yeah,
Actually,
I think we versed the same guy.
Yeah, we did.
Whispers that I've heard.
He locked
Whispers that
himself
I've heard
under
is
his own
one of the-
anti-spell. Like, what a muppet.
Everyone just cuts each other off one by one.
Whispers that I've heard from some of the top players is that they feel like Virtual World's a bit of a sleeper deck, and then people have sort of dismissed it. So that's why I think it did come in so highly represented.
Okay.
I mean, yeah,
I'll
the only thing
take
it has really is Shen Shen.
You see, the market is like
They make Zeus
the card
over and
market,
over.
like Lulu's gone up and like doubled in price in the last week.
Really?
Okay.
Put me back on it.
Wow.
Surprise.
So it was 15. I think it's at 30 now. So
You just reminded me I need to delete some guy who fucking added me after my game. It was a fucking Virtual World player, of course.
Oh, Andy's here.
Also, Jake,
Andy's going midway through.
Andy joins
fuck
midway
you
through.
and fuck you're invoked. It's like I versed you when you sack me.
I had
Oh,
no
don't
problems.
you talk about sacking, you piece
No.
of shit.
Fuck you, Jake. This guy sacked me so hard.
Fuck you and
Like,
your
he
fucking
out-sacked me.
Is that
I was
second
so
round?
impressed.
This is like a real Brady bunch now.
Here we go.
It's the Brady bunch.
Laws
Laws
of-
of
Going.
Getting into the second half of the decks, some interesting stuff. You've got, like, Marju turned out pretty well. Phantom Knight, Isaac was playing that. That shows up in here.
Yeah.
A lot of burn decks, 19 in total.
Yeah.
They're all Seb.
Quite disappointed to not see Dragon Maid in any of these.
Where's my man, Dark Magician? Where's
Yeah,
my
it's
man?
really-
Oh yeah, Dark.
Oh, yeah,
Dark
Dave.
Magician had 9.
Dark
You were
Magician
one
had
of the
9,
first
yes.
players.
Oh my
Yes, I
god.
was the highest rated one. Let's go, baby!
You and your Dragon Maid friends just got put into many other decks.
Oh,
Yeah, many other decks, sad.
fine.
from what
Even
I can tell,
Unchained got a message before Dragon Maid.
Not
That's
even-
bad.
Not even under, like, Dragon Link?
Oh, Dragon Link was back on the first page, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I reckon,
And
surely
they
you
literally
get
just play
Dragon.
Chamber.
But Dragon Maid wasn't under that.
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't
But-
see Dragon Link really doing well anymore.
Well,
Just-
because they have no, because they got no LP.
I saw
Well,
it.
they only have one striker. Like, they keep using the first striker. I'm like, where's my other strikers? And I'm like, in the grave.
Yeah, I agree. If you, like, dismantle their board turn 1 or interrupt them enough, then they're kind of like...
I
Did
saw
you-
them lose to Paleo Rise to full height. I'm like, yeah.
Oh,
it's-
oh,
it's
right.
downhill.
Rise to full height!
I remember
Yeah.
that tech.
Defense OTK.
Oh, you want to destroy my monsters? Sorry, they're unaffected by monster effects.
very
Oh,
We'll go through everyone's day by one by one, I guess. Isaac, how'd you go for your event?
tragic. I lost my
you
first
lost
game.
in the last round.
Yeah, I was playing Phantom Knight, and I lost
Oh.
my first round, lost one in the middle, and lost the very last one. So I lost out on day 2.
You look
Very close.
very tired.
Very tired. Didn't get to
Oh.
bed till 6 a.m. Up at 11. So
So you're playing Giant Card, is what I'm hearing?
no, I'm not playing Giant Card. You know, deck performed better than I thought it would. I've only seen one other Phantom Knight player actually make it to day 2. So I don't know how many actually did, but from all the posts and stuff I've seen, not even one. Who's like one of the really good players in the groups. You know, like I played well, and I'm fine with how I went.
Given with how like new you've come back into the game, you did very well.
Tri Brigade, I lost to Tri Brigade, Virtual World, and Heroes, but
Heroes.
yeah, Heroes. The guy makes Dark Law, sets 2 Judgment, and I'm like, yeah, sick. I'll pass. But otherwise, it's good time. Good time. Took
Good
too
time.
long, but it was fun.
It took way too long. 4 hours for 2 rounds was a bit of a joke. Josh, take us through your day.
My deck, you know what my deck is. Sour.
Your day. Your
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
He said deck.
Monkey.
Alright.
I
My
said
day, I went
He said
XO
day.
till round 4, and I lost in round 5, I believe. Yes. So up to the round 5, it was fine. I versed an Earth Machine deck who showed me their hand. Like, he had his camera in bird's eye view and was showing me his hand. I'm like, I can see your hand. Is like, okay. Anyways. And What else? So round 5 I versed the Dogmatico Eldritch Invoked player. Very impressed, very impressed. He out-sacked me. Doesn't happen, but I take that L. He was, I think he's second place now in my server. And next game I versed... Was it another salad player? Yeah, it was another salad. So I beat him.
More salad.
And then round 7 I versed Prank Kids. Games 1 and 2 were fine, but game 3 I just bricked and my decides got ashed.
Okay.
So I lost.
Poor
And then
Josh.
the last round I was versing my first Tri Brigade player, and I 2-0'd him. And that was it.
Good work. Good work. Logan, how was yours?
It was not good. It was a sad return to Yu-Gi-Oh! Unfortunately.
Josh just
so
turns off his
round-
camera.
Yeah, I don't know why you turned your camera off, Josh. The mute's fine, but turn your camera on. Oh, he's left the room.
He's gone to the
Fine.
bathroom.
Didn't want to hear about you, Logan. Sorry.
Yeah, that's fine.
Continue.
Yeah, it was a sad return, man. It was unfortunate. Played Dino, which was a poor choice. It was a poor call. In the end,
Judging by how your voice just cut out there, your network connection was not good.
Yeah, so that was a cost of our rounds that we had like the win in. Like we were about to win the game and we disconnected. So that turns like a 2-0 ranking into an X1, which just completely turns tonight when the night. And so yeah, I think we just really were on the downhill slope very quickly after that. Didn't play optimally either. It was very late, and I'm not a late night person, so yeah. In the end, there it didn't really work out in my favor. It also didn't really feel like a big event to me, in terms of like you're sitting at home, and I think the atmosphere definitely affects how I play. In terms of like I get up for the event and being there, and I just wasn't in the right state, and yeah. I played poorly because of it.
The massive delays really made it feel like a big event to me. I don't know about everyone else. Maybe
Just
really.
Just really like your simulator.
Yeah, I really felt
Yeah,
comfortable with that
that
2 hour for round 1.
Just like home.
Brings back those 2019 vibes. Yeah.
Loza, how'd your day go?
My day was very strange. I started off losing round 1 because I monkeyed a lot, and then I just went, alright, I gotta play good. So then I played good. Up until about round 6. So at this point I was 5-1 with my only loss being that round 1 misplay round. And then shit just went fucking bad. I drew my next round, which I probably would have won. It went to time and none of us had done damage, but I had established the Spellcaster's Village lock with Dark Magician, with Ash in hand, with Waking the Dragon set, with Nibiru in hand, and I was like, this man normal summoned a virtual world and was probably going to pass. And the judge came in and was like, that's time, and I was like, no! But yeah, so that sucked, but whatever, it was a draw, so moved on, and then I lost my next game to Tri Brigade. I just really didn't see anything. So I ended up 5-1, which was 16 points, so I did make the day 2, but I can't really top, so it's like, did I make day 2? Like, yeah, but nah. I'm pretty happy though, because I am playing Dark Magician, Dogmatica, not Eldritch, Dragoon, sorry. So, just a lot of shit cards in there, that's for sure. A lot of my turns would just be like, activate Nadir, and they'd be like, Ash, and I'm like, activate Ref, and they're like, fuck. So, pretty much how I won half my shit.
Playing the three ref really come in clutch. Always
Yeah.
had it.
And like, if one of these resolved and I got Village established, it was just pretty much game, except against Tri Brigade because they didn't care. So the Village main was a bit of a call on my behalf for expecting Striker, and I didn't verse it. So I was a bit sad by that. There was kind of 3 cards in my main that could have been something else, but it did win me a lot of games against like Virtual World, Salamangreat, and Dragon Link, surprisingly, so that's cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Andrew, how was your day?
Went alright for a while. Didn't make day 2, unfortunately. I took my 3rd loss in round 7, so the dream was alive right up until the second last round.
Till 4 AM.
'Cause I'm being,
Yeah,
I'm
well,
being
I
joined
stayed up till
by the.
I stayed up till 6 anyway. So I wanted to see how the boys were doing. You know, be there for the boys.
You gotta focus, Ben.
Yeah, I know. That's because someone entered the room and threw the focus off.
Yeah. Round 3 was my first loss, and that was I had OTK set up, and then just time got called. I had 60 seconds. I had about 12k worth of damage I could put on board, but the guy just kind of kept comboing half pointlessly, to be honest. Just to kind of run the clock down, I think, and then yeah, had 60 seconds to go. Could only get half the shit on there, then you know, lost it. And then I think it was round 5. Yeah, I lost to Cyber Dragons because I was playing blind second, and then that guy was playing blind second, and then he won the die roll, and I was like, oh no, I lost the die roll. And then he's like, you can go first. I was like, oh shit. Caught me off guard. And then round 7 I lost to Striker, which was a bit sad because I bloody through Droll, he pretty much OTK'd me, or close to OTK'd me, and then similarly he made me go first, which was just not what my deck was designed to do. And then game 2, it was the worst thing was just opened completely unplayable, and the very next card would have been fantastic. It was a Lupine, which would have turned everything on, but just how it goes sometimes.
Killer. Jake, how was yours?
Not great. So first match was against Dinos. First an Australian dude. His cam conked out in game 3, but he had a double cam set up, so he switched to the other cam. But it was like I was just getting like photographs of his board every couple of seconds. So we like, it was so glitchy. It was so bad. But by that point, I'd pretty much won the game, so I didn't like bother calling a judge or anything. Game after that was Sky Striker, just couldn't out resource him, so he won. Game after that was, what was that? I can't remember what game 3 was, but won that one. Game 4 was Tri Brigade. I had, I think I won game. No, I lost game 1, won game 2, and then game 3 was just a point of we both had hand traps for each other, but my hand traps were more impactful than his hand traps. He DD-crowed my Alistair out of the grave before I could resolve Invocation, so I just had this Invo stuck in my hand, but I had double Lancia, so he was binning all these Tri Brigades, and then went to summon something, and I was like, Lancia. He's like, oh, okay. And then eventually I got to Droplets, one of his Tri Brigade, put the Invo back in bin and get that engine started again. Ended up winning that match. Game 5 was against Sky Striker. Again, I just got out-resourced and hand-trapped to the shithouse. I fucking hate that deck. And Game 6 was against Medolce, which more than anything else just took me by surprise, and it kind of always does with Medolce. I always forget where the best points to hand trap are. They kind of just keep going, and he also ran a fuck ton of hand traps. It was so annoying.
Yeah, you do a Medolce.
Is that the dude who went 8-0, the Australian dude?
Not sure. Wait, Australian, did you say?
Yeah, there was an Aussie dude who went 8-0.
He goes to French.
My name was French.
Yeah, right. Okay.
He was saying all the cards in their native language. It was quite beautiful. Medolce, Pudding Cesar.
Yeah. Engage can go right back to 0 next, please. Thank you.
Activation Tato.
I'm happy with
yeah.
Engage to 0.
Yeah, can Engage fuck off already. I hate it.
Yeah, I hope it gets the Snatch Steel treatment where they're like, nope, that's still fucked.
Not even that. Give it a Dryden treatment. Dryden didn't stick around that long, and they're like, this was a bad idea.
Yeah, it was a bad idea. It's a very bad idea.
Way to make mistakes, Konami. Just fix it.
Just give us back Snatch Steel.
Ben Ray. Actually, no. Keep Engage, Ben Ray.
Yep. Or anything. But anyway.
So my night was a bit of a disaster. It wasn't that bad. I'm sure people went worse. But game 1, I just have fuck this written in my notes. It was against Sharks, and my opponent opened just perfect interaction both games. Game 2 was just an easy win against Invoke Shadol. That deck's pretty easy to handle. Jake, yeah.
Rude. Actually, I don't play the Shadol variant. I play Dogmatica.
I was Invoke Dog Shadol. So it was setting the schism and shit. Yeah.
Shadol in the main or just Abkalone? And
I think he played a small Shadol package. So they had the window to set to get him more resources and shit.
Yeah, I like the aerial tech that some of them doing just to have the triple DD crow off turns. That's
I was lucky he did not figure that part out.
yeah.
Yeah, I did not give him time to figure that part out. Game 3 was probably one of like the best draws I've ever had. Where like I know I would normally be salty on a draw, but after it I wasn't salty at all. Like we grounded out the game really, really well, and like neither of us could kill the other. And then he thought he finally had game like in time, and he declares attack, and then I activate the Dragon Maid Tunic from hand in damage set to Honest and win. Game 3 was against Striker. I opened very poorly and then lost. Game 4, round 5, I think we're around 5 at this point, was just an easy win against DDDs. I bricked game 1, he won, and then games 2 and 3 I opened like somewhat competently and just easily won. And then last round I've just written Denko, because I got Denko'd. My opponent, both games I opened the same board of Heraldic Seal and back row, and he opened, it was Gamma Seal, Ash, Denko, and then a bunch of dangers. And I was like, oh yeah, cool, I lost. Cool. So we just go like Gamma Seal, Heraldic Seal activates, he ashed it, then normal summons Denko, and then just goes danger, 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 OTK. And it was like, oh cool. 5 minutes, the game was done.
Epic.
But overall, does anyone have any closing thoughts on how the event went?
I mean, I didn't get cheated.
Work
so
out
I'm
your
pretty happy
bot.
about that.
What was that? Jake?
I can't Logan off.
No, I heard what Logan said. What'd you say, Jake?
I said work out your fucking bots. Like an hour and 40 minutes to work out a rogue bot and unmatching and undropping and all that shit took way too long.
They need to acknowledge that people are in it just for the prize support and be like, to get this prize support, you have to do X. Instead of just letting people assume after round 1 they can drop and get the prize support, and then for them to tell people they don't get the prize support and then be like, oh, I want to re-enter then. They need to be transparent and be like, you don't get prize support if you drop before X time.
Although, honestly, just make it you drop, you get prize support. It saves everyone some fucking long time. It saves your judges time, or like people not up. It saves the people who have to wait around. It saves the opponents who don't get players, play the game. There's no incentive on any part of the level to say stay till round 3. I get it, they want people to stick around the event, but for a remote duel event, fuck, just let them drop after round 1. It saves every single part time.
I will say that dueling remotely was a lot easier and smoother than I thought it would be. Like I thought it'd be a bit AIDS, but no, it's actually not that different to IRL. Like not that far away. It's a bit annoying you can't just like grab a card to read it, but other than that, like
yeah, that was the only thing I didn't like, is not being able to like directly read how a card's wording was. Yep. And then I think it's particularly a problem with me, just because I do have difficulty with some accents, is I think just in this particular event, because we're dealing with so many people overseas, is just working out different accents. Because I was versing like a German guy, a Spanish guy, and I think I understood the French guy for the most part, but definitely the German and the Spanish guy, I had some real struggles understanding what they were saying.
Understandable.
Like I versed a French guy who had a really strong accent and didn't speak a lot of English, and his camera was also really laggy, and he's trying to play prank kids. And I don't know what all these cards do, and I can't just read them. So I'm like trying to look up what the cards doing, and he's not trying, and I can't understand what he's trying to say about them. I'm like, just give me a second. And then I was like, oh, these two go. I'm like, where do they go? And he's like, and then he summons them. Like, I don't want you to summon them. Like, let me like read the card. Yeah. But apart from that, there was like my only bad experience. That and like there was just some people whose setups were a bit weird, but like most of the time, everyone was nice. Like I didn't have any issues. Didn't have to call the judge or anyone.
Yeah, I didn't have any issues with like particularly nasty opponents.
Yeah, everyone was chill.
There's a lot less like sweaty "I'm here to cheat you" people in Germany apparently.
Everyone was really nice. Like I interacted with so many cool people.
The people were super nice.
So yeah, kudos to YCS Europe people.
Before we close this out, I'd just like to point out that Josh was literally here just to talk about his day, and then he fucked off.
He's like, I have talked about my day. I will leave now. Shuts off his camera and microphone.
I do have an issue with the event organizers though. Like as much as okay, they had the bot issues and they had all the clock issues. Last 2 rounds of my thing, we didn't even have a clock on mine. So they just wrote the time that the match ended.
Yeah, they were just writing the time. Yeah, it was really shit.
It was like 5 minutes it went by and we're like, why isn't the clock started? We go check the chat and like, oh, it was meant to start 5 minutes ago. I was like, sick,
Remember-
cool.
Yep.
But then like also like penalizing people for trying to record their matches or streaming it, and like just
That's always been a thing since remote duels started, though. So if people were going
I'm
in there
100% for
to
that.
record or stream,
it's caused issues though. Even in this event, it's like there was this dispute between two people who said they both won, and like how are you gonna prove it? Like it's
Yeah, I think you should be able to record your own match, but like, it was just dumb.
Yeah, ask
streaming
permission
makes
from the
no
other
sense.
guy, right? Like streaming, okay, but like ask permission from the other guy to record the match. You know,
Yeah.
that's all. That's all.
I do
also
agree
think,
with
like, and the thing is too, they could bring in like something else for them in that if they had the ability to like, even if they had access to like each feed that was happening on it without having direct access into each room, they could have that as like a Twitch option. Like you could go, oh, I know that my mate's on table 58 on server 6, and I can go watch him.
Yeah.
Like, but again, they can't work out how to get a scorekeeping bot to not be in every single chat and misreport. So I'm thinking it's fun.
That's why we need a actual dueling simulator, Konami.
On server 1 at
We
some
do.
point, on server 1 we had, I think it was like 45 minutes after time had been called, there was still a table with like 2 players and 3 judges on it.
That's so great.
Yeah.
Just like looked at it and were like, what the fuck's going on there? But I think the only other thing that I thought was weird over the event was in the final round when I dropped, I like lost so quickly. I came back to you guys and you hadn't even been paired yet because my pairings were going so
Yeah.
much faster than yours.
Yeah, that was so
Yeah.
weird.
Well, they were doing pairing server by server, and then depending on what was happening in your server, you'd be further delayed again. So if you did have those people that would have like 17 judges per player sitting in their thing trying to work out a dispute, like your server would then take that much longer again.
Yeah.
So he's hoping the next one is the Australian-hosted remote YCS, and everyone else can play till fucking 5 in the morning.
Yeah,
When you
That
have
would
to.
be nice. That would be very nice.
True.
I'll take a
That's what-
relaxing Sunday off and enjoy my time through the day.
A bunch of people in Europe brought that up to me. They were like, "Oh yeah, it's like 6 p.m. here." I'm like, "Yeah, it's 4 a.m."
It's
and I'm
4 a.m.,
tired.
buddy.
I'm not
Yeah.
playing to the ability that I'm able to play to because I'm like falling asleep sitting here. I'm like, why didn't we just like New Zealand, Australia, even like
I did
Some-
alright last night, but man,
Yeah,
I'm
what about
paying
like an
for AA.
Oceanics? Like literally just an Oceanics event solves that whole.
yeah, and oh my,
It's,
heaven forbid.
it's time for giant card and side events though.
Wait, let's go.
Ooh,
Good luck
you guys all,
on
is
that
that
one,
Rego? That Rego's already done and dusted, isn't it? I'd say.
I don't
know.
think
No,
so. I think it's still open.
open.
Okay.
Because there's 3 different giant card events.
Yeah.
It's also no
But
deck
they-
list required. So
Yeah.
For giant card there is, for the other ones there isn't.
okay.
Yeah. I can't wait to switch decks halfway through an event.
That doesn't sound like you at all.
But good luck to Josh and Loza for their day 2s. Hopefully,
Up to Josh because he didn't stick
Yeah,
around.
good luck to Lover. Josh left.
yeah, Josh left us.
Josh is the only one with a chance of popping, so
No,
Yeah,
you
send
got
our luck
this.
to Josh.
You got this.
Hopefully everything goes well.
Hope so.
That will wrap us up here. Do make sure to leave a comment if you played in the YCS and let us know how you went. Hopefully you did better than some of us. I know the
Fred playing the Dolce, I hate you.
the other 2 that didn't join us here, I know they didn't do very well.
They did worse. They didn't want to show up and talk about it.
Seb allegedly played Altergeist, but I don't know, an Altergeist card was never played, so...
Yeah, I feel like he played anti-spell the deck. But cool. We will see you later, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks. See ya.